we're very much inspired by kind of a 1920s, 30s photograph, so this beautiful kind of mood board of pictures up. And a bit like a kind of Paolo Roversi curl, you know how they kind of are giving it a kind of modern quality, but we're using this colour tattoo highlighter on top of the cheekbones. We're using a colour tattoo in bad to the bronze, all over the eyelids and underneath the eye, and then we're putting a little bit of gloss on top of it to create that very kind of like wet, dreamy-like effect, which is very effective when you're walking down the runway. And then we're using those two bouncy blushes by Maybelline, which are really pretty in, I can't remember, peachy and a coffee cream colour. And we're using them just on top of the cheekbones to give you that very kind of youthful, hand-painted photograph look.
We have a little more intricateness in the hair. We created the honeycombs using ponytails and elastic bands so that we could get that nice hourglass shape. And then we use one side is super sleeked, and then we crimped the hair with a curling iron, just alternating sides, crimping as we go down, getting that nice kind of frothiness to it and that nice texture. So you have that smooth with texture, and then the honeycomb in the back.
This collection is inspired by Man Ray, his work, and his muses, and their characteristics, their strength, their positive energy, their creativity, and it's a reference to an era that could be, the 1930s to the 2030s, and because that woman is very much present. So this is my take on how, if I could dress Man Ray's muses, this is how they would dress today. This is a pattern, it's essentially a honeycomb pattern that's a Florentine mosaic pattern that I used, and all over the color, it's in the embroidery and the prints. So I wanted to simplify my prints this season, kind of make it more graphic, but not overbearing.
Lovely guy, and makes incredible prints, and is very forward-thinking with certainly his use of colour and shape, but also what inspires each show. And he just told me backstage that the makeup for this and the clothes are inspired by Man Ray's muses from the 30s, so Kiki de Montparnasse and Lee Miller. Like really edgy and quirky and interesting, and just he doesn't follow the crowd, which I really like.
A lot of graphic elements, a lot of colors against colors, a lot of color blocking, beautiful golds and teals against grays and navies and lavender and mauve. So it's a lot of good textures and play of colors, really.
I've always got my eye on new and up-and-coming designers. You know, to me, that's where the excitement comes from. It's like fresh, raw talent. It's always great to see an established designer in a big show, but when people make it, on a dime, pretty much, and have just fresh ideas, that's what I love to see the most.
I adore Bibhu. I adored him from the first time I met him when he was just an emerging talent. But I also love the spirit that he brings to his collections. He certainly understands a woman, and he understands the woman that we dress at Neiman Marcus. There's always a real glamour that he infuses into everything that he does, and his gowns are very, very popular with the women who shop with us. There's always a very modern moment, but I love the fact that there's a little bit of romance that's always woven into it. And I think that what we find in women today, that they want to look very much of the moment, and they want to be very modern, but they still want just that little bit of romanticism, just a little bit of fantasy that keeps evenings special for them. And he really does all that when he brings a collection together, and he certainly understands how a woman is shaped. He understands a woman's curves, and he likes to celebrate curves. And women like clothes that really celebrate their femininity, and the way he cuts a dress makes him very popular with our customers.
The evening is it's beautiful. Who doesn't want to dress up? And so it has a good array of things, like really modern, simple, color blocked crepe gowns to super embellishment, really soft, tulle, dreamy gowns, cocktail dresses with feathers and embroidery. So, it's modern evening clothes, and a lot of transitional clothes too, such as I call them date dresses, which are nice enough to go out, and it's a nice transitional day to evening clothes. Super exciting, and this amazing support that I have gotten from people that have worn my clothes, or people that are, that admire my clothes. Really fortunate to have this platform, to be able to show here, to be under this tent. I don't take it for granted. I'm really thrilled, excited, and privileged to be here.